A very good morning to everyone present here. On behalf of the entire family of Delhi School of Business and Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies, I extend a very warm welcome to Mr. N.R. Narayana Murthy. An iconic leader, a living legend, and more. It's very difficult to speak about a person like Mr. N.R. Narayana Murthy in a few words. It may take a couple of hours, and there's just no limit because he has so much to say, so much to show, and the vision that he still carries with him. In his respect, we have actually collated a few memoirs from his life in the form of a movie, so we'll just play it for you.
ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ 20, 1946 ಕುಲಕರ್ಣಿ ದಂಪತಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ವಿಶೇಷ ದಿನ. ಕಾರಣ ಅವರ ಅರಿವಿಗೆ ಬಾರದಂತೆ ಶ್ರೀ R.H. ಕುಲಕರ್ಣಿ ಶಾಲಾ ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕರು ಹಾಗೂ ಶ್ರೀಮತಿ ವಿಮಲಾ ಕುಲಕರ್ಣಿ ಅವರು ಮಗುವಿನ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದಿದ್ದರು. ಅದೇ ಮಗು ಮುಂದೆ ಭಾರತದ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನದ ವಾಸ್ತುಶಿಲ್ಪಿಯಾದರು. ನಾರಾಯಣ ಒಂದು ಮಧ್ಯವರ್ತಿ ಕುಟುಂಬದಲ್ಲಿ ಜನಿಸಿದ ಇವರು ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಗಳ ಮೌಲ್ಯವನ್ನರಿತು ಸಹಾನುಭೂತಿಯನ್ನು ಜೀವನದ ಬಂಡವಾಳವಾಗಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಬೆಳೆದರು.
NRN was born to a middle-class family. It was values of his parents which made him compassionate capitalist. Mr. Murthy once said, "My life should be a confidence booster for every average person in the world." He was the first, having the vision to see the opportunity in software, pick the right team, and more significantly, keep it together. N.R. Narayana Murthy, Chairman, Emeritus, and former CEO of Infosys, headed India's most successful Silicon Valley-style startup. Established in 1981 by 7 professionals who pooled in rupees 10,000 at the very beginning. Since then, Infosys never looked back, and it is one of the best IT firms across the globe. The Infosys success is extraordinarily striking in all of its founders come from middle-class backgrounds, had no backing of any business house, but simply leveraged their brain power and sweat equity. This is a model of, or the new generation of, Indian enterprises in the coming millennium. 10th February 1978, Mr. Murthy tied his knot with his life partner, Srimati Sudha Murthy, who is renowned computer scientist, engineer, social worker, and acclaimed writer.
When I met him, I felt like he was a teacher. He was a high school teacher at that time. The short, spectacular, very serious person.
Sudha is the strength behind NRN and vice versa. This couple from Mysore still live the simplest life. In the year 1981, when he was dreaming to form an IT company, but somewhere was lacking behind in generating funds, the unknown savings of his wife, Sudha, rupees 10,000, helped him to take the first step, and which proved to be the turning point in his life. After serving as the CEO of the company for almost 2 decades, he retired to the post of Chairman, Emeritus in 2011. A recipient of numerous prestigious awards like the Padma Vibhushan and Legion of Honor, which is a French government award, Mr. Murthy continues to serve on the board of HSBC, Ford Foundation, and the UN Foundation. Recently, Fortune magazine rated him as one of the 12 greatest entrepreneurs of our times. Mr. Murthy has always highlighted importance of a value system in an organization, and compliance to a value system creates the environment for people to have high aspirations, self-esteem, confidence in future, and great zeal to take up difficult tasks. We at Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies salute you.
It's a historic day in the history of WIPS as we host Mr. Nagavara Ramarao Narayana Murthy, popularly known as N.R. Narayana Murthy and NRN. A man whom Time magazine has described as business success with Gandhian humility. a man who says that the power of the money is the power to give it away. Actually, words can never be enough when we talk about him. But a little more, which was not said in the movie. Of course, we know that he comes from a very, very humble background, father being a school teacher. In his times, he cleared the IITs with a very high rank, got a scholarship as well, but still couldn't afford the education at IIT. So on the advice of his father, he joined a regional engineering college. Later went on to do the MS from IIT Kanpur. Then he was offered a large number of jobs, including Telco, HMT, Air India at that time. And he decided to start his career with IIM Ahmedabad as a technical person. That was the start of the journey of an iconic legend. A person who has transformed the way business can be done. A person who has lived with values like honesty, decency, fairness, hard work, transparency, striving for excellence, and belief in meritocracy. Today, as we talk about him, he has been ranked as the top 10 Financial Times list of business pioneers in technology, published in March 2015. In 2014, he was ranked 13th among the CNBC's 25 global business leaders who have made maximum impact on society during the last 25 years. He was listed among the 12 greatest entrepreneurs of our times by the Fortune magazine. The Economist ranked him among the top 10 most admired global business leaders in 2005. He's a foreign member of the US National Academy of Engineering, a fellow of the Indian National Academy of Engineering. He's a recipient of the 2012 Hoover Medal. The Tech Museum San Jose awarded him with James C. Morgan Global Humanitarian Award in 2012. He received the 2007 Ernst Weber Medal from the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, USA. He is the first Indian winner of Ernst & Young's World Entrepreneur of the Year Award. He has also received the Max Mileni Liberty Prize. He has appeared in the rankings of businessmen and innovators published by Businessweek, Time, CNN, Fortune, Forbes, Financial Times, and India Today. He is also a trustee of the Infosys Science Foundation, which governs the Infosys Prize, an annual award to honor outstanding achievements of researchers and scientists across 6 categories. Such a humanitarian person with such a compassionate heart and such a visionary business mindset. It's indeed a matter of great honor and privilege to host Mr. Narayana Murthy amidst us today. I now request a formal floral welcome by Mr. Ajay Bindal for Mr. Murthy. We welcome you, sir, and we thank you for your time for us. I now request our Director General, Professor I.M. Pandey, to felicitate the guest of honor today. To commence the ceremony, I request our chief guest of the day, Mr. Narayana Murthy, our Director General, Professor I.M. Pandey, our Chairman, Dr. S.C. Watts, our Vice Chairman, Mr. Suneet Watts, and Shri Ajay Bindalji to kindly light the lamp and commence the ceremony today. historic moment for all of us. And now I request our Director General to kindly escort the guest to the dais. I also request our Director General to kindly speak a few words of welcome.
Respected Sri Narayana Murthy ji, on behalf of management, faculty, students and staff of Vivekananda Institute of Professional Management, I extend a very warm welcome to you. It's a dream come true for all of us to have a legendary personality like Sri Murthy amongst us is something which delights us. And I think we will be benefiting from him immensely when our students have interaction with him. I know Sri Narayana Murthy from IIM Ahmedabad when he was chairman of the Board of Governors of IIM Ahmedabad. And then we met several times. He was very kind enough to help us when I was at AIT, Thailand. In my life of 40 years in teaching, I have met several industrialists, businessmen, leaders, politicians. But I can assure you that the personality of Sri Narayana Murthy has impressed me the most because he is very humble, very unassuming. Having reached these stages of achievements, still he is one of the simplest person on this earth. Sir, at Vivekananda Institute, we have 4 schools. Law was the first, as Dr. Vats mentioned to you. He was the founding father of law school. And then we added business administration, IT, and media and journalism. Delhi School of Business is the latest in that. It's only 2 years old. In fact, this is the 3rd year in which we are running it. And fortunately, we have been able to get good faculty because that's the most difficult part in any business school. And most of my faculty colleagues, they have either taught in IIMs or they have their degrees from IIMs. So it's a great help to us to build this institute. I don't think I would like to take much of your time, sir, because the students are very eager to ask you several questions. And therefore, I will say once again, a warm welcome to you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I have the permission to begin the session, sir?
Sure, please. I have only one request, and that is the alternate questions will have to come from a lady and a man. First a lady and then a man.
Sure, we'll do that.
I always do that.
I think every word that comes from him today is going to be a learning and something which each one of us will take away for our entire life. So I think one of the most privileged moments for each one of us. And so we begin the interactive session. And the first question, as sir has asked, will come from a girl. So, okay.
Introduce yourself.
Good morning, sir. My name is Mona Nampar and I'm doing PGDM in this college. I would like to ask you, given the norms of corporate governance, why do scams like Satyam still happen?
Well, in any population, no matter how strict the laws are, how efficient the implementation of those laws are, how quick the judiciary is, there will be events which are beyond -2 sigma. I'm sure you understand when I say sigma, right? Which is the standard deviation. Therefore, one Satyam does not make the entire corporate governance move invalid. For example, in the US, they had the whole issue of Jeff Skilling and Enron and Arthur Anderson, right? So that one example cannot lead us to say that the whole government's initiative in the US is wrong. So these things happen. However, the fact that it has happened should make us put in a few more checks and balances. That's what I would say.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Next question from a boy now.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. My name is Gaurav Arora and I'm a student of PGDM from Delhi School of Business. And my question is, from being an employee in an organization, what inspired you to start your own venture? And what do you believe was the tipping point of this decision?
No, see, when I was in France, when I went from India, I was a strong leftist. And when I went to France and traveled around in Europe, I met a lot of people from the left, the center and the right. I also saw the progress that was made by the Western society, particularly the European society. Then I realized that the only way any society can solve the problem of poverty is through creation of more and more jobs with better and better income. And I also realized that the only way that such jobs can be created is through entrepreneurship. Therefore, right then, in the early 70s, I had decided that at the end of the work that I was doing, we were designing an operating system for handling air cargo for Charles de Gaulle Airport. I said, I'll go back to India, I will not stay in France. And I'll go back to India and I'll conduct an experiment at becoming an entrepreneur and creating jobs. That was the motivation.
Thank you, sir.
One of the quotes from Sir is, progress is the difference between mind and mindset. And that just speaks of what he achieved in his life and the way he did it. Next question from, okay.
Good morning, sir. My name is Divya, and my question is, if cost arbitrage is the reason why outsourcing is done in India and has been profitable, what do you believe that economic development would take this advantage of cost arbitrage away? And if it does, what therefore would be the future of IT services sector in India?
Well, the early stage of development of an economy uses cost arbitrage everywhere. It happened in England, it happened in Japan, it happened in China, it happened in India. There is nothing wrong in cost arbitrage. If you were to provide a product which has better quality better durability at a cheaper price, it is nothing that anybody needs to be worried about. In fact, we should be proud. And also remember that every nation has a certain competitive advantage at a certain point in the history of that nation. At this point of time, given our large population, given our inability to create infrastructure for us to be successful in manufacturing, now of course Mr. Modi is trying to make in India all of that. It was decided in the 80s and 90s that we should leverage the power of our human talent in order to provide differentiated business value to our customers. So therefore, I would say that use of cost advantage is the first step in the process of economic development. Once a country becomes a reasonably stable and prosperous country, then it will start thinking about bigger and bigger innovation. But also let's remember that there are only two innovations that have come from India, other than zero, which again, while we say it came, some people say it came from Arabs, but as Indians, let's say it came from us. Other than zero, there has been no other innovation that has come from India, except the two innovations that my industry produced, that my company produced. One is the global delivery model. Second is the 24-hour workday. Now, every company all over the world has leveraged it. IBM has leveraged it, Accenture has leveraged it, Microsoft has leveraged. Many companies have done it, all out of India. So therefore, we should be proud of whatever little we have done. The only consideration that you must, because you see, you are going to be, very important, very influential, whether you become an entrepreneur or whether you become a great corporate leader, whatever it is. You must remember that there is only one talisman that we should all look at when doing anything, and that is, am I doing whatever I am doing legally and ethically? That's all the question you have to ask. Consequently, you may say, will my action enhance respect for me? Other than that, whether you do cost arbitrage, whether you do innovation, it doesn't matter what you do. That's one thing you please keep in mind.
Thank you, sir.
To echo his thoughts, his quote goes like this: performance leads to recognition, recognition brings respect, respect enhances power, humility and grace in one's moments of power enhances the dignity of an organization. So, the next question now.
Good morning, sir. My name is Rahul. So you just talked about ethics and respect. But it is commonly said that there is always a trade-off between ethics and profit. So what is your view on this?
No, there is no such trade-off. I'm sorry, whoever told you is completely wrong. There is no situation under which you should do anything that is illegal or unethical. no reward will justify it for a very simple reason. Why are there laws and norms in any society? The reason is when everybody follows those norms, follows those rules, follows those laws, there is stability in the society. The weak are protected. Women are protected. Less fortunate ones are protected. There is opportunity for the minorities. There is opportunity for the poor rural kids. Therefore, all of us have to voluntarily show restraint, because ethics means it is still not become part of the law, legal system. As societies become more and more advanced, what is in the realm of ethics gets into the realm of law, generally. So therefore, ethics are as important for law, as law. Therefore, a civilized society is one where every human being shows self-restraint in ensuring that he or she does not do anything unethical. So therefore, please remember that there is no situation when you can say, I can be unethical. Nothing.
Such an excellent role model and philosophy of life. And another quote from him which actually speaks of this: a clear conscience is the softest pillow in the world. And so that's what it is. The next question.
Good morning, sir. My name is Soumya. So, Infosys has undertaken a gigantic step to save the environment. Yesterday, I read that it has planned to spend 400 crore to become the carbon neutral company. So, I would want to know what inspires Infosys as an organization to deepen its commitment towards sustainability.
Well, this sustainability is an old effort. It was started sometime in 2007 or so. The idea is that this is the only planet we have. It is our responsibility to conduct ourselves in a proper way and hand over the planet to our children, at least in the same shape that we received from our parents. The moment each generation starts acting according to that principle, the planet is safe. So therefore, Mr. Gopal Krishnan, who was the CEO of Infosys at that time, and I used to be head of Global Compact, and we all sat down and we said that, look, as a corporation, we use a lot of water, a lot of electricity, we generate a lot of carbon, and it is our responsibility to become carbon neutral, to recycle our water resources, to do water harvesting so that we are water neutral. And that decision has led to a lot of activities. For example, we are constructing a 200 megawatt solar plant, the largest in India, in a place called Chitradurga, which is north of Bangalore. We have, we have 500 acres of land there. It's a barren land, and nothing can grow there, but a lot of sunlight. And similarly, every this building of our design, this has been going on since 2000, has been designed to reduce air conditioning load. We have designed a technology, internet strips, that will help us to switch off our desktops, our laptops from anywhere in the world, anywhere, literally. You can be in the US and then, I forgot to switch off my thing. Using your handheld, using your mobile phone. Similarly, we have designed every building so it's north-south, so that the air conditioning load has come down. We have used technology that will help us to measure how much of power is being used in each building, and we have now the capability to switch off any of those. We can find out if any person is using any part of the building. If they are not using, we have the light sensors, they automatically. In other words, we have created, for example, in most places, lakes which harvest rainwater. And our desire is to become totally water usage neutral and carbon neutral. Even today we are carbon neutral technically. What that means is we buy carbon offsets from companies that have those offsets. And then even though we have reduced our electricity usage by about 40% or so, for the remaining 60% we buy carbon offsets. But that's, while it is overall good for the country, it is still not zero carbon emission, right? So we believe that we will be able to do that. What we will do is the solar power, we will feed it to the grid, and we will take from the grid, the national grid.
Infosys again is a pioneer company in becoming green and getting carbon neutral totally by 2018. The next question.
Hello sir, my name is Amol. My question is that why do you think Indian IT companies have not been able to come up with world-class products? They have always been service-oriented.
As I said earlier, first of all, we must remember that every nation leverages its competitive advantage. We have the second largest population. We have a lot of youngsters who have been reasonably well educated. Most of them speak some English. Therefore, the responsibility of companies in this sector will have to be to provide jobs for these people. If we create a product company where only 100 people will produce $1 billion, that is not going to help, because only 100 people get the job. On the other hand, if we have a service company where, for example, every year we are recruiting 25,000 engineers, every year 25,000. Never in the history of this country, no public sector company, nobody did this. I mean, today TCS, Infosys, Wipro, whatever, Cognizant, etc. These are the companies that are doing. I don't know if you know this. Never in the history of this country, including all the great public sector undertakings, any sector of the economy created as many jobs as this industry has done. So therefore, I don't think there is anything wrong. Having said that, let me tell you, in the area of banking, Finacle and iFlex are in the top 5 in the world, in fact top 3 in the world. These are the banking, core banking solution. There is no European solution, there is no American solution, nothing, okay, in the top 5. Third, there are lots of youngsters like you here who are creating so many apps. And the first step of building a big product is creating these apps, because here you understand the user interface requirements, you understand how to distribute it, you understand how to work with corporations, all of that. And fourth, I think, let's remember, Europe has not produced a single IT product, single software product. Japan has not produced a single software product. Therefore, we must remember that we who are so far behind these countries, at this stage, if we have not produced, then it's not so much of a negative. We will as we move forward. Hopefully 20 years from now, you may produce, you may become the Bill Gates of India. Why not? So, I think there is quite a possibility that India will produce a wonderful product. But it is not, it's nothing negative.
Thank you, sir.
The importance actually that Sir attaches to human beings is evident from another of his quote. He says, "Our assets walk out of our door each evening. We have to make sure they come back to us the next morning." Actually, Infosys is one of the pioneer companies who actually value human resource to that extent. Okay, the next question.
Good morning, sir. My name is Karishma Khatri, and my question to you is, do you believe that the desire to become an entrepreneur is supported adequately? And
desire to become an entrepreneur is what?
Is supported adequately in India. Should I repeat the question?
Yeah, and the last thing I still didn't hear clearly. Desire to become an entrepreneur is what?
The desire to become an entrepreneur is supported adequately.
Is there an ecosystem for entrepreneurship?
Oh. Yeah, I think compared to the ecosystem that existed when we started out in 1980, when there was no venture capital availability. Getting a telephone was taking us 7 years. No banks ever gave either a term loan or working capital loan to a software company. They never gave term loan because they said, what is it that you can pledge with us? They did not understand the software development process, therefore they didn't give working capital loan. Importing a computer for us those days used to take about 3 to 5 years and about 50 visits to Delhi just to get a license. On the other hand, today, if you have a good idea, I can assure you that you will have absolutely no problem in attracting venture capital. But you must have an idea whose differentiated business value proposition to the market must be unique and expressible in a simple sentence, not a complex sentence, not a compound sentence. Second, you must have done some test marketing to say that this idea is likely to take off. Third, you must have put together a team with complementary strengths. That is, somebody knowing technology, somebody knowing finance, somebody knowing sales and marketing, somebody knowing human resources, etc. And all these people must have an enduring value system, because entrepreneurship is all about deferred gratification. That is, sacrifice today in the hope of fortune tomorrow. So, if you put all these things together, if you put a team with all these things together, let me assure you, Karishma, you will have absolutely no problem in raising money.
Actually, this theme is also echoed in the vision statement of Infosys, which is powered by intellect and driven by values. So it's all about your intellectual capability and your value system that can make you a good entrepreneur. The next question.
Good morning, sir. My name is Ajay Parmar. I'm a student of Delhi School of Business PGDM course. My question is, between knowledge and skill building, where do you think education system should focus? Seeing the present industry scenario.
Education is all about learning to learn. Education is not about knowledge. Education is not about skill. Training is about skill development. Education is to expand your mind, to create a powerful engine that will see problems around you and solve them. So therefore, I would say that while skill is all acquired by training, the important thing is education should help you to become a proactive problem solver in the context around you. See, I'll tell you, I once went to IIT Kharagpur, and I don't know how many of you have seen IIT Kharagpur, at least at that time. Right at the gate, around the gate, all dirty, extremely dirty. So I was given a very good presentation on extraordinary civil engineering things that they had done. So then I asked the director, a wonderful person, very nice person. He said, "This is all wonderful, but why is it all so dirty right at your gate?" So education is all about solving the problems of your context. See, our education system has never been about that. What is sad is anything that you see around you is all Western. That light is Western. LED stuff is Western. Fan is Western. This mic is Western. Chair is Western. I mean, you name. I mean, that camera is Western, right? So everything has come from the West. Why did it come from the West? Because they found that their life was not more and more comfortable, and they said, how do we make our lives more comfortable? And they found a solution, right? So therefore, as they say, science is all about understanding and unraveling the nature, right? I mean, cosmologists look at the sky and say, oh, where did we come from? Was there a steady state university, steady state universe, or was there a Big Bang? Okay, earlier they started out with steady state, and then they said, no, there was a Big Bang, and 13.7 billion years ago, etc. Then they say, what happened, in the first few seconds of that Big Bang? How did sun get formed? How did galaxies get formed? Why is it that the universe is expanding like this? That's science. I just took one part of science. On the other hand, technology is all about using the power of science to make life better, more comfortable, and more prosperous for human beings, right? You started with silent movies, then voice came onto the movies, right? Then whatever, there were no computers till 1943, 44, right? Till 80, there were no laptops. Today you can play a movie on the laptop, right? So the point I'm making is, this is the power of education. That is, look around you and then say, what is it that I can do to make the life of people around me better? See, I was at MIT in the month of March, and the president of MIT, Raphael, he gave me a book. It is about the inventions of students and professors of MIT. Almost everything that you can think of. Major stuff. Not everything, I'm saying. Majority of what you can think of. They all came from MIT. One institution. Just one institution. So therefore, I think that is education. Skill is all training. Somebody can conduct a training program, you can learn how to become a fitter, you can become how to do programming, you can become all of that. But designing new algorithms, designing solutions for problems that are around, that is the beauty of good education. Unfortunately, we have had very little education in this country because we have not solved any problem around us, right? We have water shortage, we have not found a solution for that. Our pollution level in Delhi is so high, one of the highest in the world. We have still not found a solution. I mean, you name it. We have problems there. Ganga is so dirty, We say every 15 years we say we'll clean Ganga. Nothing happens. So I think I don't think India has had any education. We have had training, we have had skills development, and we have got knowledge.
Being son of a teacher, probably he realizes the importance of education the most. And actually a little bit more about him as an innovator all his life. When he joined his first job as a chief systems programmer at IIM Ahmedabad, he was working almost 20 hours every day, and I think he says that it was one of his best jobs. He actually worked on installing a time-sharing computer system, making IIM Ahmedabad the third institute in the world after Harvard and Stanford to have this system. So the spirit of innovation is within the audience. So we go on to the next question.
Good morning, sir. My name is Sheena Alex. I'm pursuing my PGDM from Delhi School of Business. My question is, while selecting a business leader for the organization, what do you essentially look for in an employee?
I think it's a very good question. First of all, leadership is about achieving the plausibly impossible. Late Robert Kennedy used the words of George Bernard Shaw and defined leadership like he said, most people see things as they are and wonder why. I dream of things that never were and then say why not. In essence, that is leadership. Having said that, you need to look at people who can raise the aspirations of their colleagues, people who can bring confidence to them, people who can make them feel an inch taller in the leader's presence, people who can ask the right questions, people who can get down to the lowest level of detail when it is necessary, people who can communicate well. I think these are people who are very generous in giving credit to all their colleagues and not just take all the credit for themselves. People who will provide a safety net and then tell people, ask their colleagues to reach for the stars saying, if you fail, if you fall down, don't worry, I am here and give a safety net. I think these are some of the things that you should do.
Thank you, sir. In fact, Infosys is one of the first companies to have an in-house leadership institute to nurture the leaders within the company. So, next question.
A very good morning, sir. My name is Japreet, and my question to you is that can you please take us through how Infosys as an organization has built, sustained, and propagated value creation within and outside the organization?
Well, it's again a very, very good question. There are multiple things that we did. First of all, you must frame your values in such a way that it is easy for people to remember. For example, in 1993 or 4, we created an acronym called C-Life, C-L-I-F-E. C-Life. It also means see life. Okay? C stands for customer focus. L stands for leadership by example. I stands for integrity and transparency. F stands for fairness in every transaction to both the parties. And E stands for excellence in everything that you do. And what we did was, at that point in time, we involved everybody in the company. Starting from the janitor to the CEO and chairman. Everybody was involved like this. Everybody sat down. We did it. There were translators translating it into Kannada, because that's the language of the state, because many people did not know. There are some people who translate it to Tamil, to Hindi, and English. Anyway, that was the language used. And then we created small slates that we distributed throughout the world. In fact, very interestingly, sometime in 93 or so, a very famous multinational in the area of banking came from the US to evaluate possible vendors for software development. They came to us and they asked me what our value system is. I gave this CLI. They wrote down, and I came to know after 3 months that they asked an employee in Los Angeles, they asked one in New York, like that. They asked one in Bangalore. So in other words, they just wanted to find out whether this sea life is remembered only by the CEO or by everybody. Because if you don't even remember that, you will not practice it. That's one. Second, it is very important for leaders to communicate almost in every meeting that they address what the sea life is, and give some examples from Infosys itself, not from some other US or some other place. Third, there is nothing as powerful as leadership by example. Everybody will be watching, whether it's Dr. Watts or Dr. Kothari or Dr. Pandey. Every one of you is all the time watching. And you want to imitate them. Therefore, if leaders want values to be inculcated, then you have to lead by example. That's one of the reasons why, for me, the greatest leader that the world has seen is Mahatma Gandhi. Because he said, be the change that you want to see in others. I don't know if you know this. Sarojini Naidu, who was his compatriot, used to joke that it takes a fortune to keep this old man in poverty. Why she said that was, Gandhi would insist, I am going to travel by third class and I will meet everybody, I will eat whatever they gave. So therefore they had to make sure they were all non-uniform security guys around him. Then before anybody gives some food, somebody has to quickly taste it because there were so many enemies. And that in the train there had to be people around him so that poor man was not hurt. All that. So she used to say, it takes a fortune to keep this old man in poverty. But that old man knew one thing, that unless he truly represented the poorest Indian, there is no way that he would earn the trust of Indians. So therefore, as a leader, if you want to earn the trust of your people, you have to walk the talk and practice your precept. If you want people to come on time to the office, you must be earlier than anybody else. If you want people to follow a line, follow a queue in your canteen, you must stand in that queue. You must not violate it. So, I think leadership by example is the best instrument you have in inculcating values.
Actually, sir practices what he's talking about. He travels economy class. He lives in a very humble house in Bangalore. And he's known for the Gandhian simplicity in his life, and probably the only person that India has witnessed who has actually practiced what Gandhiji preached. So I think we have one last question because sir is really short of time and I have just been informed.
Naturally from a girl. They always have the last word.
Good morning, sir. My name is Garima. I'm an MCA student, and as all IT professionals, I also aspire to work for Infosys.
Wonderful.
So, sir, what do you think is the expectation of the company from us being freshers at the time of joining and over a span of 5 years?
Well, I think your expectations will have to be, one, there should be an environment that will provide you challenging work assignment, because you want to develop as a professional, you want to learn lots of things as a youngster, you want to quickly take bigger and bigger responsibilities. So, good challenges in your work, that's first. Second, you want an environment which is open, where you can give any of your ideas, even though you are a young kid. Your idea should be judged on its merit, not on your age or your position. So there should be openness to new ideas. You would want meritocracy, that is, there should be a system where your contribution can be measured in an objective, transparent and open way, so that you can be rewarded fairly. Third, you want an environment of fairness. What is fairness? Fairness is following the golden rule that says, do unto others what you want them to do unto you. Fairness is also a mechanism wherein even the party that loses a transaction will go out saying, I think if I were in his or her position, I probably would have taken this thing. That's very, very important. And then you want, obviously you want good compensation. There is no doubt, that has to be. Then you want good infrastructure, good work, good office space, good technology, all of that. And finally, you want to join a company that will light up the eyes of your cohorts, your colleagues, when you say, I'm joining this company. In other words, you must feel an inch taller to say you work for this company. Ideally.
So now we actually see why Infosys is a dream company. Now, as we come to the end of this interactive session, I'm sure it must have been an extremely rich experience for each one of us. I request our Honorable Chairman, Dr. S.C. Watts, to give a vote of thanks.
Sir, you have enabled us to widen the horizons of our knowledge. And I'm reminded of Guru Nanak's verse, which says, what I'm saying today is that the manifestation of divinity within, and the way we are trying here is to practice the precepts of Swami Vivekananda, which says, try to fulfill a mission which makes men, builds character, and ultimately builds a nation. Guru Gobind do khade kaake lagu paaye, Balihari Guru aapke jin Gobind diyo milaye. We are most grateful to Professor Pandey for having to bring God in human form, Narayana Murthy. So when you say Narayana Murthy, God in human form, God personified, all those attributes, divine attributes, have been very manifested through him today. So we have been running this law college for the last 15 years. And the first thing that we tell the student in the class, the lesson, don't look at the judge when you're invoking, when you're saying lordship. Don't call the man lordship, but you are almost addressing all those divine attributes of sense of justice, truthfulness, honesty, integrity. You're invoking in him or her. The presiding officer is nothing but the repository of those divine attributes. And when you say lordship, you are almost invoking God in man. So you better be conscious of the fact that when you are addressing a court of law, you beware that whomsoever you are addressing is not in human form. The divine attributes are going to be manifested through he or she, the lordship, who is presiding, who is the presiding judge of the court, presiding officer of the court. Man-making, character building, nation building. Sir was talking about sea life, and similarly, sir, the society's name here is Strength India. Society for the total revival of national glory and true heritage. So we always remember, and each one of our faculty members and students also know that each and every effort of us has to be in the direction of making a great nation, a glorious nation, a proud nation, and you have really provided us a vision and widened the horizons of our knowledge. I'm so very obliged and indebted to you for having to make it happen this day, because it's a gala day. I don't think in the last 15 years we have ever had such a wonderful interaction, so open, so interactive, so loving and affectionate. You have been so kind. Guru Gobindo mile kaku lagu paye, Balihari Guru aapke jin Gobind diyo milaye. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your very kind words, sir. So on an ending note, actually we have one of our BBA students who's an entrepreneur and has been awarded and is also going to the US. So I'll just ask him to speak for 1 minute about what he has worked on.
Good morning, sir. My name is Aditya Goyal, and I'm an entrepreneur in the coming. Actually, for the past 3 years, I've been working on a holographic technology, which involves bringing projections from any multimedia device. So basically, I developed it, I made it, and I applied it to like Amrita Technology Business Incubator this year, and they have awarded me for the best innovation for this year, and I've got $5,000 of prize money, and I'm going to Caltech as a part of the program to experience their entrepreneurship club there. So basically I've been working on this for the past 3 years and it involves creating any projections. My idea was to create a holographic theater. Right now we see movies, 3D movies, and we see it from the specs. I want that movie to come out. I want the end user to see everything moving. He should have the best experience around it. Basically what I wanted is how it would develop, like you said right now about technology and about education system, how it would encourage the education system. Our education system is not that good right now, so it would just change the education system. Like people will learn from it. Like if they have to learn a heart surgery, they can see it. They can see it then and there. So that was my idea, and I'm going to use the Caltech for it to experience it. Thank you, sir.
We need your blessings.
Sir, I also received a seed money of $25,000 for my project and my research for going on and on about this project. So I just completed the phase 1 of it, of developing it. Now my next phase is to integrate into all the media devices, like watches, specs and all. So I've been working on it day in, day out. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. You're truly a source of inspiration, and we promise you that we'll have more entrepreneurs amongst us. Now we have one of our faculty members who's good at sketching, and he has prepared a sketch for you of yours. We'd like to present it to you, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I request Vice Chairman Sri Krishna Agarwal to extend a memento of gratitude to the guest of honor.
Already got one.
Thank you, sir. And we have very, very few words, so everybody has thanked him from the bottom of our hearts, representing each one of us here today and this institution. To thank you, sir, for sparing your time, giving us your valuable views. Let's all stand and give him a